In this video we talk about work-life balance. Again, you could say, well, you've already done a video, do you not have any new ideas? Well, I do, and specifically we talk about the UK today because there are some topics we didn't cover before. All of that coming up right now.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So why do we talk specifically about the UK? Well, according to some of the scientific research, the UK has the worst work-life balance in the whole of Europe. And I found that surprising. So here are a couple of things that I observed in the UK myself. Especially in an office environment, and I worked in finance before, so I know that environment very well. People are very keen to work, for example, through their lunch break, and in other countries that's not necessarily the case. The other thing I've observed is that regardless of the results that you try to achieve and regardless of your productivity on any given day, people want to make sure they are seen in the office. And often they just stay at their desk until their boss leaves, just to make sure that they are seen as somebody who's working very hard. On the other hand, what I've also observed is that probably more than in any other country in the world, there is a lot of small talk in UK offices. And more than that, people like to hang out after work as well. They like to meet up after work, to meet in a pub, talk about work, talk about life, whatever is on their mind. And I thought to myself, wouldn't that all be the arguments for a positive work-life balance, where people don't necessarily see it just as work and life being separate, but actually integrating the two and having fun to hang out with their colleagues as well. So the question that arises is, do we have the right measures? And I would argue, no. So for me, the more important question is, what does work-life balance mean for you personally? And how can we go about assessing whether we are happy with our current work-life balance or not? And here I would like to refer you to the Maslow pyramid of needs. It's quite interesting. If you start off with the lowest levels, it's about physiological needs and basic security. And in the context of business or our work life, that typically has to do with money and with our wages and with our salary. And that's not to say that the salary is the most important part of the job, but you have to hit a certain level of security, a certain level of salary, so that all the other parts of the pyramid of need actually can be met in sequence. The next two levels mainly come down to the people you work with and your employer himself. So, do you like working with the people that you work alongside? Do you enjoy their company? Are you feeling that you belong there? And equally, do you feel valued by your employer? Do you feel that you make a difference in the organization? And do you feel that you can bring something unique to the table? And those things are very closely related to the final level in the Maslow pyramid of need, which is self-actualization. So this is about bringing our unique talents to a workplace and feeling that we can make a difference. So if you now look at those 5 levels in the pyramid, you can ask yourself, am I happy with my basic level of salary? Do I enjoy the people that I work with, and do I feel valued as an employee with my contributions, with my unique talents, and do I make a difference? And if you can answer those questions, you're on a very good way to also assess how happy you are with your work-life balance today. So that only leaves us with 2 separate questions. One is, what can we actually do to improve our work-life balance, or at least the feeling of work-life balance for us personally? And a lot of it comes down to, how do we prioritize things in our life? What is truly important to you? Is it the 6-figure or 7-figure job? Is it to spend time with your family and friends? Is it that you want to build a business and take money out to live well and go on maybe 3 or 4 vacations? Or is it possibly that you want to build a business and invest all the money back into the business, so you build something big and you build a legacy? But you need to be very aware of those priorities in your life, because otherwise you always start chasing something else. And finally, we have to recognize that happiness itself can be a very elusive concept. It usually comes only in small bursts and over a long period of time. So in order to truly have a good work-life balance, you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy developing yourself professionally and personally. That's the best way to happiness, and that is also what Will Smith actually recognized in that famous movie about happiness. Guys, that was a very quick video today on work-life balance, and specifically work-life balance in the UK, why maybe some of the measures that are used to determine that the UK is almost at the bottom of the list in Europe in terms of work-life balance may not be necessarily accurate. But also to make you aware that it's all about prioritizing the things in our life that make us happy, and that will define your work-life balance. So if you enjoy this type of videos and this type of content, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will link a few videos right here, right now, where you can see more on the topic, so I will see you there.